who I was as a child is exactly who I am today. I feel like I'm just a more matured, grown version of little Key or Kiana. And I think that's what makes me me, and why a lot of people like are drawn to me, or I don't know, a lot of people kind of wonder like how I am the way that I am. It's because I kind of let I am my inner child. I do the same exact things as I was when I was a kid. I stand on the same principles. I just try to have fun. I'm myself. I'm not really molded or influenced by what society is. And I really value that individuality and like staying true to who you are. And I think remaining that way definitely like influenced like the 22-year-old young woman that I am now. It's because I am the same woman when I was like 8 or 9 or 10. So it's like really cool to just still look back like 10 years, 20 years and say that like, I'm still the same person.
It goes back to that feeling of being that person that you wanted when you were younger.
Or feeling alone, or only having like a few of my friends that kind of resonated.
And I feel like I definitely show that, and not in every way that I might want, but for the most part, I embody that.
Anybody trying to care for the inner child, they have to care like for like themselves, regardless. Whether it's the 10-year-old inside you or the 22-year-old standing in front of you. I think you have to do like a lot of reflecting and like talking to yourself, whether it's like verbally or like internally.
When I was younger, I remember the first thing I always wanted to be was an architect. You know? So like I was like, I always thought about building things. I used to watch like how stuff works, like all that kind of stuff. It'd just be on late at night. And then, you know, I was also really into gaming, and I read a lot and like wrote a lot. So I just feel like creativity was bursting, you know, in different ways. But I was like, I didn't go outside a lot. So it was just like all this stuff in my head. I'm Sadiq. I'm an events coordinator. My background's in a whole bunch of things, from music to education, nonprofit work, you name it. You know, I wear a lot of different hats. And I guess a takeaway, or what I want folks to know about me, is that, you know, I'm just a
My name's Sabo, and I just want people.
My name is Farah Vida, and I'd like people to know that basically I am an innovator as well as someone that helps my community grow.
Alright, hi, my name's Key. I am an artist from Boston, Massachusetts. I come from Dorchester, and I make music, I make art, I create a whole bunch of different stuff, and the art that I create is an expression of who I am, and I just want to encourage and empower the youth to do the same and make an impact in the world. I don't think there was ever like a moment, but I feel like the people that I'm surrounded, my support system that I have now, like remind me of that like all the time. Like even like when we're like creating like short-term goals or long-term goals, like usually the goals that I have, they're like, you can do 10 times better than that. I'm like, hold on, I'm not like superwoman or anything. But like, the people I'm around always push me to like to be more, to like want more, to know that I can obtain more than what I have. And I feel like just as creatives or just as people, we're always really hard on ourselves. And I know I'm really, really hard on myself. So I know that could probably like limit just my thoughts and like just the range that I feel like I'm possible to reach.
And I remember, you father was like, yo, you spend so much time in other people's worlds, like when you could be building that world, you could be doing this and that. And you know, as I look back on that, I'm not physically building anything, but the work I do with music and with events and all these different things, I still feel like I help build experiences.
But I don't think it was ever a moment. I think it's just a daily thing of like just people telling me that like, yo, you're great, like you're amazing. You can reach these heights. And I'm just like, I don't know, maybe it's cause like I come from like a background where like my family's always thinking practical or like reasonable, like, you know, what's gonna like pay the bills now, or like what's gonna make a change now. And it's like, I feel like going through the experience within the last like year or two, I've understood that you can be doing things now and the payoff may not happen right now, but it's definitely gonna be a way bigger payoff in like a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. And yeah, like I think I'm just trying to break out of that shell of just like thinking practically and just wanting more. I know I want more, not necessarily like for myself, but like for those around me.
Yeah.
Through being myself,
Yeah.
and through doing what I'm doing, I'm impacting other people to pursue the things that they want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the initiative that I'm trying to do right now. Like this is way larger than music for me. Like I really don't care for like the fame or the fortune to come for it. I care about providing those resources that I get back into the communities that I come from in order for other kids to be successful, because I know what it's like to not have people help you or not have people like be in your corner and support you or, you know, be there for you. And I want to be there for the kids that don't have that. Honestly, I did not think that I would be doing what I'm doing today at all.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I have like this drawing, and I thought like when I was like in the 3rd grade that I was gonna be like a teacher. So I'm like, this is all gonna like,
Yeah.
so
I'm
I thought I
here
was
with
gonna
it.
be a teacher,
Here
right?
with it.
So
It's like 3rd grade.
it's like 3rd grade, I had a drawing, I thought I was gonna be a teacher. And then once I got into like high school and stuff, like I was a dancer.
Yeah.
So I was the captain of my dance team in high school, and I really wanted
Yeah,
to
like
go,
hip hop dance.
yeah, like hip hop, African.
Tight.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I did contemporary, like, and I was in like Boston Ballet for a little bit.
Got it.
But I decided to leave because I didn't think that my father at the time was being like supportive, because I didn't think he wanted to take me to practices and stuff. So I was like, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
But yeah, like I thought I was gonna be like a professional choreographer. But then it got to the time where you're hitting a junior and senior in high school, and now they're talking about college. And my parents didn't talk to me like about what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go for college. Nothing. Nobody was asking me those questions, so I was kind of left to my own devices to figure that out. And even when applying to these colleges, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I knew that I wanted to like help kids or people. Like I figured I wanted to do something in psychology or like sociology, and I wanted to do something like larger than social work, because I wanted to do something for kids that were more impactful. I felt like social workers could only do so much, and I really wanted to provide like resources and help to kids, like mentally, financially, like anything that they wanted to do. I wanted to set up like an establishment or work in an establishment that helped aid kids in that way. And then I got into college, and I was in like a freshman program at Northeastern called Foundation Year, because my grades were so, like, my GPA was so low that I didn't get accepted into any other college besides that. But I got accepted in that, and then yeah, I didn't know what to transfer into after that, so I went to a community college, and I was just working. I didn't know where my life, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
So was this idea of like a teacher or a dancer still like in the space, or was it just like life is hitting me right now, like I gotta kind of like figure out like next week, or like
Yeah, those were kind of just like lost dreams.
Yeah.
I was just kind of focused on what I'm gonna do right now. So I was going to the community college, and then COVID hit. So I was like, damn. I'm like, I don't know like what I'm gonna do with life. And then I just started going back into my inner child during like that time. Like I was taking walks during the summertime by this pond by my house, and I was just listening to music, and I was just writing. And who knew that, you know, that could turn into, once COVID ended, me working a full-time job, still writing these raps and stuff while I'm working, showing them to my coworkers, would turn into me like, now I'm not working at all. I haven't worked in like over a year, and I've been like surviving off of doing music, and I never knew that I was gonna do that. So all this to say, from the teacher to the choreographer to like now, I feel like I'm still doing stuff that I love within music, even though it's not dancing, and I'm still able to impact and help people, kids, in a way. It's not the same way that I would if I was a teacher or a social worker.
When I was younger, I didn't exactly really know what I wanted to do. I was really just fa la 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 la, loving life, for real, like, you know what I mean? Whenever I was around people, I was really easy to talk to, you know what I mean? I was a kid that, I don't know, like, just, I don't know, bro, like, I wasn't really worried about all that back then, but looking at myself now, I could see, like for instance, the other day I was like, yo, no, you know what? Like when I was in elementary school, this is a cool dude. Like, well, the way I am now, like I would want to meet that person. You know what I mean?
So I feel like at first I didn't have like a guiding principle because a lot of this stuff was unintentional. And I feel like through continuing to do it, it became a lot more intentional.
I feel like people would just look at that and be like, yo, this is what is in the future. Where can we go from here to get to that point?
So right now, I feel like even right now, like even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Every day, I want to be better than who I was yesterday. Because like I said, like this is way larger than me. And I feel like the guiding principle that I follow is change and wanting to be the change, or me being the change that I want to see in the world. Because it has to start somewhere, and we can't expect other people to put in the work that you want to see. So we just got to do it for ourselves and surround ourselves with like-minded people. I've been doing a lot of thinking on like how those two correlate for me and how they are like make me the individual that I am. I feel like my background in dancing like gives me an advantage with how I like am with my music, because I digested it differently from someone who just came up and was just like, I want to do music. Like I was listening not only to the lyrics, but I was listening to the beat. I was listening to the boom, stuff. So like with that, it kind of translated over to like I use my voice as an instrument, like in like funny ways where like I would like do that within dancing. I don't know if like it's like that for other people who kind of have both in their background, but I know for me, I feel like the way that I digest music before, like I was even dancing, like I really loved music, and I feel like my love and appreciation for just consuming music inspired me to dance, like and like connect with the music. And I feel like now I kind of like took both me consuming it and me like in a different way connects me to the music in a different way. Like when I even approaching like writing something, I don't just like write something and then just slap it on there and it feels like it's just like on top. Like I feel like I want to become one like with it. A long time, like with myself, like there is not like a standard. It looks different all the time. Like I can be in a room with people at an event and like I'll just kind of just be like tunnel vision and like I'll just be thinking and thought. That's alone time for me. Or I'll be in my room listening to music or like just thinking, scrolling through TikTok. In the summer though, I feel like I'm a very like environmental or like experience based, like feeling based person. So like depending on what's going on, like will determine like what the alone time will look like for me.
Yeah.
I really love spring and summer.
Yeah.
I really like being outside, like in nature. A lot of time I'll go like downtown Boston to like the Commons and like to the Public Garden, like walk around there. I'll like smoke a blunt or something, like, and just
One
like
with nature for real.
yeah, like really just cool. Really like I had a biology teacher in the 9th grade, and between classes, like she'll stand in the hallway and there's this big window, and like she'll just like close her eyes and like just stand there and like just absorb the sunlight. And I'm like, I wonder why she does that. And like I did it for myself, and I just feel so good. Like just being with yourself. It doesn't have to look like the idea of what, like you're turning on the music, like you got music going on, sitting here dancing and stuff like that. Like it can literally just be like once you get home from work and you just take a moment to just breathe and just like think and just like sometimes just sleep, like rest, recoup. Like that's what it looks like for me.
Nah, tight.
I like doing things that you like to do, like coloring. I like coloring.
Word.
I like roller skating, stuff like that.
Are you nice at roller skating?
I am. I'm not like elite.
Yeah.
I'm not like an elite roller skater, but like I'm pretty nice.
I come from a huge family. Both sides are like 8 uncles and aunts and 6. You know what I'm saying? So like there would be this weird thing where there'd be recurring dreams in the family. Yeah. And people would be like, I don't know, I dreamt about this, are you okay, or this or that, and you know, trigger people to check on folks and stuff like that. Like I used to have a lot of creepy, weird dreams around family and stuff like that. But then there'll be other times with just in my life, I'll have like a flicker of a moment, you know, in a dream somewhere, or like almost like a vision. And I won't know where or what was happening, but I'll just remember the setting. And then like years later in real life, I'll be there and I'm like, that deja vu moment. It's like, oh, context, this is what that was, you know? So I feel like there's that weird connection where like I'll be thinking like, oh, is this gonna manifest somehow? Or like, what is this? I don't know. So like when there's something super positive, like the last dream I had, I'm like, I hope it manifests. You know, like that would be sick. So.
I think I just want to make people feel a lot of, especially living in the generation that we live in now, a lot of people are like numb to a lot of things, are like censored like from a lot of stuff, like desensitized from a lot of things, and I just want to bring that like humanity back for people. I was talking about self-expression and being true to like who you are, and it's not just like saturated like stuff that you've heard before. It's just like you're just saying it to say whatever. You're just doing music because it's trendy, it's cool. Like I'm doing this because I resonate with it, and it's something that God called me to do. Do not feel compelled to fall into society's ideologies of what something is like to be appealing, or what you should be, or you should follow a specific path. I feel like you should do whatever you want to do. You are capable of doing whatever you want to do, and you have the power to create the reality that you want to see. Have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, and live through love and light. And like I said, I didn't be like, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do music, I'm gonna put it out, everybody's gonna like it, and I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Like I didn't do that. I kind of just did something that made me happy, and now has brought me to where I am. And also I feel like it's something that I was called to do because in the generation that like my family come from, I feel like I got that passed on from like my father. And my music saved my father's life is what he told me. So I feel like I was just called to do this. I was just called to, make people. He's like, I feel like God's showing me like, you don't need to go back. And like, I resonated with what you were saying, like, it takes a lot of like sacrifices. It's like, if you're willing to go through the sacrifice or like go through these negotiations, like I've not worked in a year. And even though it hasn't been like the best like financial year for me, I feel like it's been the most fulfilling year I've had in my entire life. like the best year. I've made the best connections. I've been around the best people. I've had the best like experiences in my entire life. And I feel like that really solidified like, okay, like this is what I want to do actually. When I decided to work on my relationship with God last year, because before I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't grow up in a household that was religious or faithful, that went to church or practiced faith. My mom still to this day is trying to find herself and settle into you know, her relationship with God. And my dad was just busy working all the time, so I don't think he ever built that. But for me, last year, my friend was going down to Florida to finish an album, and he had went to a church that another friend of ours like goes to because their father is the pastor.
Got it.
So they were like, hey, I want you to go to the service before I leave. Like, I would really love to. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I haven't been to church in mad long. I don't know how I'm gonna react. And I went, and I don't remember what the sermon was that day. I just remember like being so impacted that I went the next Sunday, and the Sunday after that, and the Sunday after that, regardless if my friends were there or not. And I still find myself just, I've been going for a year now, and I definitely feel like that's changed my entire like life, like a whole 360. And it is why I am the person that I am today, and why I'm in the position that I am today. And just working on my faith, and also understanding that faith doesn't work without action. It has to coincide like with action. So you can pray to God as much as you want, you can go to church as much as you want, but you have to be putting in that work and building that relationship outside of those doors. And yeah, having faith in God, having faith in myself, working towards the things that I want to do, actually setting goals for myself, and understanding like what my purpose is. And I feel like through building that relationship with God, that I understand like why I'm here, like on this earth. Because before then, like I felt like I was walking blindlessly, like I was just living blindlessly, not understanding why I was just going to school for a degree that I didn't even know what I was gonna do after that, working a minimum wage job that was just getting me by, and it just didn't make sense. And now I feel like since I've done the steps, or took those steps, that I like understand.
All right, that's a wrap.
What's your favorite food, man?
Everything.
Chicken and French fries.
I'm not Cameron.
Not chicken and French fries.
Is that yours?
No. No, you better relax. You get the beer in my phone. You better chill out. I see. Yeah.